Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are doing great. In my today's video, I'm going to discuss with you about a company called Dam Capital Advisors Limited. We're going to go through their business model, their recent result, and the details from the investor presentation. We will not be able to go through their con calls like how I do in my other videos. The main reason is why, because the company does not hold any con call, so there will be no details available over there. So if we look at their business model, as I told you, they are into capital markets. So they have two parts of the business. One is merchant banking, and second is institutional equity. So if I'll give you an example and explain about the merchant banking. So as a company, right, if I want to raise money through IPO, what I will do, I will approach Dam Capital Advisors Limited and I tell them, see, I want to raise money of so and so via an IPO. And this company will be my advisor and will be the lead manager and will do everything, from filing from the DRHP, talking to the other institutional investors who are going to put money over there and ensure that the IPO is successful, and whatever the fund is raised at the back of it, the company will get the commission. So that's how they earn money over there. And like that, right, companies can raise money through various ways, like through QIP, through offer for sale, rights and issue. Then there are merger and acquisition. So they do all these things, advising and taking initiative over there. So that's how they earn their money through merchant banking. The second part is international equities. Over here, right, they have mainly institutional clients, big family offices and high net worth individuals, and they execute trades on their behalf. So let's take an example. As me, as a mutual fund company, right, I want to execute trade worth 100 crores. So I will go and approach Dam Capital Advisors, and they are going to go out in the market and execute on my behalf, and they'll earn brokerage at the back office. So that is the second part of the business. And I hope that is clear to you guys, because that is very important to know and understand as we learn about this company a bit more. So if you look at their Q4 revenue, decreased by almost 20% YOY to 29.23 crores, and PAT was down by almost 97% to 0.26 crores. And if you look at the uh, full year revenue, it decreased by almost 5.22%, and PAT was at around 237 crore, and PAT was down by almost 30% to 73 crores. So they had a big challenge in terms of, because the company did not grow their revenue, plus their the profit also degrew. And if you look at the revenue from the segment wise, right, so merchant banking contributed around 151 crores for the whole year, down almost 2.6% last year. And if you look from the institutional equities, it was around 71 crores, down almost close to 13% from the last year. One of the main challenges that they had in Q4, FY26, the company said there's like, because there were no IPOs done in the Q4 segment. That's why their revenue was down over there, because of the ongoing geopolitical issues. The companies didn't come forth and everything, because they wanted clarity. At the same time, that impacted their broking side of the revenue from the institutional side. So that was the reason which was given in the investor PPT. And if we look from the growth perspective, uh, there's nothing much to say. The only thing that the company mentioned in the investor presentation, that they're going to they have around 25 IPOs in pipeline for the next year. So that is all they have. So we don't know how much percentage in terms of revenue they will grow, or the profit they will grow, and what are they doing to grow further. And another one thing, right, when people invest in such companies, one thing people need to understand, right? See, any company related to capital markets is generally cyclical in nature. So you might be asking, Masood, how? See, when a market does one, when there is a bull market, right? Obviously, the trading happens more. There are more IPOs, there are more offer for sales, more rights issue. All these things happen. At the back of it, the company makes good money. If you look at Dam Capital Advisor also, right? Especially, at the heydays of especially 2024, right? If you look at it, when the bull market was almost at its peak, they almost grew their revenue by more than, how to say, close to around 112%. And even when things were slightly slowing down at the end of 2024, but March 25, they still grew their revenue by 38.6%. But if you look, once the bear market started, when things slowed down, right, the revenue also decreased. So one needs to be quite careful while investing in companies. One should not confuse with a cyclical business with a secular business, because if people do that, right, people get stuck in this such companies, and and take unnecessary losses, because this company came out with their IPO recently in 2025. And obviously it was not good for the investors, or the people who initially invested, because the stock is almost down by more than 50%, from 50% from the listing type. So, and the other surprising thing what I found out, right, when I was just checking for the the investor breakdown from promoter to FIIs, DIIs, and retail investors, almost 50% of the investors are retail. I mean, I'll be very honest. Being a retail investor myself, I feel very bad and sad for them, because I think they invested looking at what happened in the past, but they completely did not know how capital market cycle works, and they got stuck with it, right? So one needs to be very careful investing in capital market companies or stocks, right, and need to understand whether it's in the down cycle or the up cycle. And if we invest at the wrong time, then we'll get stuck for a long time till the cycle sorry, till the cycle turn back. So hopefully you guys learned something new today, and I would encourage you guys, right, whenever you're investing in any companies, right, understand whether the company is in a cyclical industry or is in a secular business. I mean, I'll give you an example. When the economy does well, cyclical companies do well. In terms of capital market, when the stock market does well, when the bull market is there, every company related to that will generally do well. If some companies do bad, even in that time, it's really bad for them. But when the bear market starts, the revenue starts dropping, because the IPOs reduce, the number of trading reduce, people investing reduce. So automatically the brokerage revenue and the commission revenue also reduces. So please be careful of all these things, right? And if you guys like this analysis, please do hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and God bless you.